Hello, welcome to another Seasons in Garden video. Today I'm going to show you a traditional table setting that we use for Christmas. I'm first going to start with my Christmas wreath. I have sown this in mid-December and you can go and check the video about how I did that. And now that my Christmas wreath has grown, I'm going to cut it. Now I'm simply cutting the leaves that are too long and that are a bit unruly. Unfortunately, my cat has found her way to the Christmas wreath and has munched on it a bit. So there are a couple of leaves that are broken. And when I am pleased with how it's looking, I'm going to spray it with my spray bottle. And this water is also going to help me with adding the ribbon. Next is measuring and cutting out the big red ribbon that is going to go around the lower part of the Christmas wreath so that it covers the glass, and it will also cover the beginning part of the wreath that actually has like white layer around the leaves, so it's not looking nice. When I have cut my ribbon, I will wrap it around, and as I said, the water on the leaves is going to help me by sticking the ribbon to the wreath, at least for a little bit. You can play around with the ribbon and look of the wreath a bit until it's looking nice, and then when it's looking nice, I'm going to use a thin satin gold ribbon and again measure it around my glass and my Christmas wreath and then cut it at an angle. I'm simply going to wrap it around and tie it in a simple bow. I cut the ends of the ribbon at an angle because I think it looks much nicer than if you simply cut it perpendicular to the ribbon. When my wreath is done, I'm going to take my table runners. I'm using here 2 table runners that are going perpendicular to the table, and when I position my table runner, I add my Christmas wreath to the middle of the table runner. This is going to be my Croatian part of the Christmas table decoration. I also position my wreath so that the bow is looking out. The next thing on my table is the Advent wreath. This is actually a German part of the Christmas table, and it is an homage to my grandma. So after I'm happy with how the wreath is looking and the Christmas wreath is looking, I'm going to move forward and do a little side table arrangements. I will only serve 4 people now because we are in lockdown. If you are serving 6 people or more, you can omit making the small arrangements for the side of the table. To make the arrangements, I'm going to put the glass inside my metal container, and then I'm going to simply add the evergreen branches to it. So I have a couple of small branches that were left from the trimming of the Christmas tree, and I have also bought cypress branches, and I'm going to add those two and arrange them in my glass. Now if you're not using any foam, then you will need to first hold the branches with your one hand while you're adding the rest of the branches with the other hand. And at one point the branches will become stable and you will be able to let go of the arrangement. Now that your arrangement is stable, you can simply walk away a bit, look at it from the distance, and then decide if you need more branches. Since they are not secured in the foam, you can switch them and change their positions fairly easily. And then when you are happy with it, you can go ahead and put it on the side of your table. Now that I am done with the table centerpiece, I can move on to the plates and the cutlery. I'm going to add one big plate that is going to serve as my serving plate for each person. Now this plate is going to position around 2.5 centimeters or 1 inch from the end of the table. The next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to add the cutlery, and my cutlery should also be approximately 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters from the edge of the table, so that it makes an imaginary line together with the end of the plate. Now, this is a video in which you do as I say and not as I do. So, the first thing that I do is I put on the fork. Because I'm ambidextric and I have a bit of problems when it comes to determining right and left side. I first put the fork on the table. Then I continue with the spoon, and then I put the knife. Now, if you're using a more elaborate and formal table setting, then it might be better if you first put on your knives and then you put on your spoons, because it's easier to set your table in the opposite way of using the cutlery. So you would usually set it from the inside out and you would use it from the outside in. For my napkin, I first did the wider fold, but then decided that I didn't like it. So I simply halved it, and that was it. I was pleased with how this plate looked. When I was finished with the first plate, I simply went around the table and do it for all other plates as well. And according to my cat, I was really loud with my cutlery because it woke her up. When I was done, I simply straightened my chairs and added the napkins, and then proceeded to add the glasses. So the first glass that I'm using is the water glass, and it goes right above the knife and the spoon. And then the wine glass goes in diagonal to the water glass. And I did the same thing for the rest of the table. And with this, my table is now done. All that's left is to light up the candles and to serve the dinner. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. Stay safe. I hope to see you soon and have a very happy holidays and a healthy 2021 year. Take care, bye bye.